everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio and happy August. I have a love-hate relationship with August because I love summer. And when you get to August, then, especially in the Midwest, you know, we're on the downward trend of having summer. So I'm going to try to soak up every last little bit. This particular week, the first week of August, my daughter is going with my son-in-law's family on vacation. So I'll get a little bit of extra time from the hours that I would normally spend with my grandson or my daughter. So I'm going to try to work ahead. But I can tell you, coming up in August, there is a new hot foil release for demonstrators to pre-order. So I will have that unboxing. I'm going to try not to get it all because I haven't even used everything I got the first time. So I have some stuff today to show you for what's coming up in August. And some of the things I still need to work on are my in color class for August, which will be hydrangea hue. I'm really looking forward to playing with that color. And I also need to do the bonus bundle for Card Club. So for Card Club this month, we are using the Beautiful Ordinary Life paper and embellishments, and then we're using the new Halloween ribbon that is a black iridescent ribbon. And we have two stamp sets. The club set is Violet Meadows, which you can see on this card I have done, and the bonus bundle for August is the balloon festoon. I wanted to do that because it will give us two totally different kinds of cards. So this one is bright and cheerful and very summery. It's also got some schmearies in it. But the balloons then will be much more generic year round. I think this kind of has a summer look to it. So go watch this video, learn all about my online card club. And then every month when you spend $50 in merchandise with me, before shipping, handling, and tax, and it has to be on my website, or if it's an add-on with Club and it's over 50, then you get the tutorial bundle that I do with demonstrators from all around the world. Those Europeans, let me tell you, this month they knocked it out of the park with some fun folds. This is my submission, and for August, all of the tutorials you'll get will be from the new July online exclusives, which is where I got the poinsettias from. And then the thing that every time there's a new catalog, so here's the new catalog that will start in September. So as August goes on, I will be showing you the hot foils are also going to be released in September. So August will be a little bit of preview. I'll have stuff you can buy and stuff that you can put on your shopping list for as soon as September rolls around, because this is fabulous. So I've ordered my catalogs. If you're a customer of mine, it will come from Stampin' Up. Unless you're in Card Club and you filled out the form, then it'll come when you're a Card Club. So they're on their way. I don't know exactly when Stampin' Up mails them. It's the first time I've ever used their catalog selector, but postage has just gotten so dang expensive that when Stampin' Up does it for us, it's about the same price to pay for the catalog and the postage. The other way, I was paying for postage and buying the catalog. So save a little bit of money because we're all about that these days, right? So when I have a new catalog, every single time, for the last 19 times, this will be my 20th, I do what's called a try it class. So you can go watch this video. It's, again, an online class. We'll do 10 cards together. It's super fun. And you will actually create this card. And then you get a PDF. So here are 18 of the last ones. I don't have my most current one in here because it won't fit. So I have ordered a thing, but to even find time to do it. So you get all 10 of your projects will come in a PDF with instructions, measurements, and then they also all have a tutorial video. Because sometimes, especially on a fun fold, it's easier to see it being done than for me to try to write it. So early bird registration has opened as of July 31st. And I have this one open because usually with every class, I had this great idea today, right? I thought, well, I'll show them how I come up with some of the projects. So in every Try It class, there's one project where I take a layout in the new catalog and we create a card. That's what this one was way back when Countryside Inn was new. So a similar layout would have been in the catalog and I create it. So that's what I did today. But then I realized I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet because Stampin' Up has rules about what we can show before the catalog's live. So I wanted to show you that. And then when you get your catalog, you can turn to page, let me look. I think it's page 26. I did look, but now I forget. Yes, page 26, and you can see the layout that today's card is. And then this card I just did, so you may have already seen it this week. This is when I take a past project, because my goal is for you to use those PDFs in the future. So you can see this was the card that we did in Try It class a few years ago for the holiday catalog. So here is one that I've done with a new suite. And then if you notice, well, you can probably hear, I feel a lot better today. I just don't sound a lot better. I'm just not 100%, but I've been not feeling great. And so when it was time to do card club, I was like, oh, I need a good card. Well, I had done this from that. So then I just did it again. So that's my goal, is that you get this PDF and then you can always refer back to it in the future. Next week, I hope to also have a few past Try It classes, because I always make extra for postage woes, and it seems there's often postage woes. And then when they're left and I have them, then I offer them at a bit of a discount. So I hope to get those up this week. I also hope to have a retired set sale, retired everything. I'm going to start cleaning out my office so I can move some of the many, many toys that have been gathering up downstairs, move them back up to what used to be our toy room, but is now my postage room and retired room. So my Facebook page will host that. Make sure you're on my email list, and then you'll know for sure when those go live. So goal is next week, but I have a lot of stuff on my things to do next week. So for today, I am using the Radiant Sunflowers, and then I'm also going to use the Scalloped Christmas Cheer dies. I'm just going to use one of those. Even if you don't get the Scalloped Christmas stuff, I think you will want these. They were on the club card as well that I did yesterday. So here's the Radiant Sunflowers. It's got some great dies. The only die I have pulled out is to cut my stamped image, but you can see, as well as cutting out stamped images, there's a little tag, and then there's some vases, and then you can build flowers as well. I'm using the foils that come with this suite. So they have a nice fun copper sheen. Copper is one of the new hot foil colors that's coming. There's a whole bunch of new foil colors coming in September. There's so much new foil stuff. And like I said, I haven't even used what I had before. So I'm going to cut this out so I can run this through my machine. And then I'm using the sunflower paper, which you may have seen because I actually got a packet. This is the packet that I got on the Alaska trip from Stampin' Up. So it's very fall focused. Although there are pieces, like you could use these. Sunflowers are really in right now, like in sunflower picking, and everybody's yards have sunflowers in August, in Indiana at least. But I know the colors of it always make us feel like it's fall. I can't show you my favorite piece because apparently we're not flipping that far. Is it back here? Or maybe here. This is my favorite piece. I could wallpaper. You can see it's my colors. I could wallpaper my office in this. So we're going to use that. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a change on this card. So we have this for the fun foils. The last time, if you saw the mouse video, I watercolored with not watercolor ink. So I used pecan pie. And so if you look at this, I was trying to kind of get the same look. It's not a stark image, right? It's kind of brushed on there. So I thought maybe if I did it on vanilla cardstock, it would kind of give that same look. And then when it was all said and done, I was like, no, I should have just used watercolor cardstock. So we'll compare the two, which is always fun to do, right? Because I will do this one. And we'll see if it makes that big of a difference. This is not this card. That's what happens when you have multiple projects lined up to do on your desk. If it makes a difference to have the watercolor cardstock, one thing for sure, most certainly if you have watercolor cardstock, you can add a lot more color. I had to go kind of light because you can't add a lot of water to very vanilla because it will start to pill the paper. I'm going to hold this on here a second. Whenever you use watercolor cardstock, it's a good idea to let that ink have a second to absorb into your paper. Because it has a little bit of a texture as well, and it's just a lot thicker, which then makes it more conducive to water, but not for super fast stamping. That should be good. And you can always use your Stampin' positioner. If I had room on my desk, I might have. But I have no room on my desk. And then the other thing I'm going to do, here are the two pieces of paper that I'm using. So in the catalog, it has one of these, and then they've done like a banner. So I'm adjusting mine a little bit. So when you get your catalog, go to page 26 and you can see. So in this one here, I wanted to put some words. This is one of those times, especially when you're making cards ahead, that the words just go because they fit, not necessarily because it was the sentiment that you wanted, right? So I'm putting hello. That could be for birthdays. It could be for thinking of you. But you can see this is big, and I love the Hello Friend font. I love the font the friend is in, but it doesn't fit. So this is just hello. So I'm just going to ink the hello. I have a little bit of a tip for you. Make sure that's nice and inked. And you can see when I did it, I got a tiny bit right there on the comma because it's got hello comma, and it's virtually impossible to not get that comma. So I am going to take the tip of my water painter that we're going to use just here in a second. I'm going to put a little bit of water on that and then just grab the wet wipe that I have been using to soak up my water from my water painter and just take that off. So it's been a second, so you're just going to blow some hot air on it. And we'll stamp this right down here in the corner. So it's an easy way to mask. It's an easy way if you use the end of your water painter to get whatever got on there that you didn't want on there. And then there we go. So that's all the stamping. So now let's do some watercoloring. So I'm not going to have you watch all of this. Let's start. I'll show you the colors I used. And then you can go back if you want to see me do it all on Instagram. I always put a fast version. So I'm going to do the pecan pie. And this time I can do a lot. The colors will be darker on this because I had to be really light. But you do have to remember, I used pecan pie to stamp with, and it's not waterproof. So the idea is to kind of go around it and not right on top of it. When you're doing pecan pie, you have a little bit more leeway, but if you go too much, it will smear. So that's it for the pecan pie. Some of these I can do faster. And then just squeeze your water painter out. This is the finest tipped water painter. And then there's one, I think there's 3 different flowers, but in my world, there's like a carnation or a mum, I guess. It's probably a mum. I got my colors from this. So I'm going to do Cajun Craze on this larger flower. I'm going to start with adding some water, letting it pool in there. And then I'll go back and add the highlights. So let me do this real fast. So one thing, if you've never watercolored with a non-waterproof ink, I would start with the flower, especially one on this, because it's all kind of painty, right? If you start on the little mouse and you smear the little face and the eyeballs disappear, then it's a little less forgiving. You can always do it in your Stampin' Positioner, and then once you've painted, go back in. And I do plan on doing one of those next week when I have a little bit more time and adding the color. So there's our mum. And this is a pretty dark color, so make sure you get all that out. And then let's do our sunflowers. So for those, I'm going to do half the petals in daffodil and half of them in golden glow. Okay, there's my daffodil. I'm not going to wash my brush off as I switch to golden glow because they're a similar color, and I'm going from a lighter to a darker. So now I'm going to add some of the petals. We'll have the golden glow, but I'm not going to do all the petals. Now I'm going to do Old Olive for my leaves. Okay, so that's done. You can see a few places where the water got kind of close to the pecan pie and it smears, which is why when you do something that has 2 little eyeballs, that you have to be super careful. On this, because it's an overall watercolor look, it doesn't bother me as much. I am going to add another color, but I'm not going to do that until after I have put these through my die cut machine. Right, so you can see this paper has pecan, and I did want to point out, I did it on the mouse video as well, the golden glow and the pecan. When we do the in color class, I like to talk about what colors are like next to, and pecan pie is definitely next to golden glow. But I wanted this, you can see my coloring I did with my black blend yesterday. I'm going to take my Secret C. I thought about doing it with pecan and then adding maybe a blue flower because I wanted the little painting to look a little bit like this, and you can see it's on pecan. But when I pulled the blue in this way, I love Secret Sea. I almost just stamped with it, but then I realized a smearing issue with Secret Sea and yellow was going to make my flowers be green if it happened. The pecan pie is perfect for sunflowers because if it smears, it just kind of gives a little bit of highlight of color to your petals instead of making a new color. So let me paint this in. So that looks pretty good. You can see why I chose to paint this after I cut it out. Kind of gives you a guideline so you're not painting it in more areas than you need to. And I like kind of the more splotchy look, and I like how it then pulls all the colors into our matching background. So now let's just put this together with the beautiful embellishments and ribbon that are part of this suite. Now my hand's wet. So I'm going to use Secret Sea as my base. So when you do a try it class, I'm really disappointed I can't show you this card because it's kind of how I come up with them. This wouldn't be a card because there's no stamping in that class. But we could easily use the die cut sunflowers, or we would cut sunflowers out of the paper. So it's really easy to come up with cards that don't need stamping, even though stamping is my favorite part of this hobby. So I'm going to put my background on here. But when I design a card, I want to get as many pieces of the paper on the card as I can, so you can at least see them all. Depends when there's a large piece, not everybody gets the same piece, but I do pretty good. You get at least 4, I would say, on every card, and I always make sure there's 1 or 2 cards where you get all of it. Now with this one, I just want to make sure that my hello is straight, and then we're going to add this. These scalloped frames also have a nice stitching thing that go through them. And then the ribbon that comes with this one is a beautiful little mini gingham. I think it's in moss, maybe olive, mossy meadow, and berry vanilla. Where's the end? Here we go. And for this one, I'm not going to tie. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And then I'll make a little loop. Well, except I glued it to my table. And I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here. I know my flowers are going to cover that up. And then we can lay this over. Get it all stuck there. Grab some dimensionals. Position this so the ribbon sticks out and so you don't cover up all of the pretty. Pull it over a little bit more. Don't want to cover up all that foil. And then the embellishments are also so pretty for this. They come in Secret Sea, I would say Old Olive and Daffodil. Sometimes it's a guess on the embellishments, but that's the colors, I guess. Sometimes it says it in the catalog, but I didn't check for sure. So I'm going to do a couple of Secret Sea here by the hello. And then up here. So there's 2 sizes and 3 colors, and I want an odd number. So I'll just do one of the big yellows up here. And there you go, super easy. I could paint this forever. Like I could go back, and that's the great thing about the watercolor paper is now I could go back and I could add it. Like if I want a little less white, if I want one of the flowers to be a little darker, the watercolor paper, you have the freedom to keep going really for a long time on it. Now this one, which now I don't hate it as much as I did the first time. I think it looks fine. I wanted the colors to be a little brighter, but because this is on the vanilla, you can see it's a little bit smoother of a design. But you once the paper's wet, you really have to get the color on and move on. Otherwise, it will start to pill. So it's a little bit of a different look. It maybe does match the paper a little bit nicer. But I like them both. would be happy to give that card to anybody. So if you're interested in any of my online classes, my monthly card club, my try it class, make sure you're on my email list, and then you'll get all the registration links and know when everything's happening with that. Have a great weekend. Bye.